Today we're going to cover outfits whose theme is red and white. And this is kind of fun to make these. It's fun to kind of try and limit myself to the color palette, although I find that most of the outfits that I really like in the game are more standard earthy colors. But like I said, this was kind of interesting to do. It came out a little interesting. I'm not displeased with the results, I don't think. Although I don't know that any of these outfits will make the greatest hits. Speaking of which, I was just thinking to myself that I'm starting to get enough outfits that I could consider doing a greatest hits, and maybe as I redo some of those greatest hits, I can quote-unquote remaster some of them. Some of the earlier ones in particular I made without access to some of the items that I later bought or picked up, so I could maybe tweak some of them a little bit. Not that I necessarily need to, but maybe I will. We'll see. Anyway, I'm thinking about doing a greatest hits, and there's a possibility that I'll remaster some of those outfits. After this, I've got kind of a fancy city slicker type of vibe going for my next set of 3 outfits, and I've actually already recorded that video, although I still need to extract it from my PS4, save it to my USB, and edit it together. And then I've got a couple others going that I'm kind of wearing right now, 2 other sets. So we're moving along. I haven't bought as many clothes lately. Because of the big sale on stables, I spent a lot of money maxing out all of my stables. I figure while there's a huge discount, I might as well buy all of the empty stable stalls that I can. I have 6 horses, but I now have 10 stable stalls, which, unless there's some way to increase that I don't know about, that's the max you can have. I don't know that I necessarily love all the horses that I have. The Perlino Andalusian in particular, I find that I don't love. My daughter recently bought the white Cladribur, which is only a tier 1 Cladribur, but it only costs $150, and stat-wise, now that it's fully bonded, it's comparable in many ways to the Perlino Andalusian. I think it has a little bit less, or a little bit more stamina and a little bit less health. But other than that, it's similar, and it has similar speed. And quite frankly, it kind of has a similar look, but better. And I'm kind of thinking, why didn't I just do that? I could have saved my money and had a horse that I actually think looks even better. So it's kind of funny. She bought that and then got her bonding with it, and then almost immediately bought the Cremello because it had that one unlocked. And that's the one that she really wanted. So I've talked to her about that, and I've kind of said, excuse me, I've done some studies, or at least I've watched YouTube videos of people who have done studies and tests that kind of come to the conclusion that your horse stats don't matter as much. What's much more important is their personality. The health and stamina kind of matter, although not as much as you'd think, especially once you get the Nacogdoches saddle with the hooded stirrups. But it still kind of matters, and so you want to have decent health and stamina, but none of the other stats really matter. And it doesn't matter that much actually which horse you have. And she's like, whether it mattered or not, I don't care. I'm only going to get the horses that I like the look of, and I'm going to get them because I like them, not because they're supposedly the best. So, although I'm not quite there where she is, I'm pretty close. So I may get rid of at least one of my horses, and I'll be back down to 5. And then we'll kind of move forward from there in terms of what I think I really want to have in terms of horses. I have one of all 4 of the roll horses, and I mostly like those horses. I have a Dark Bay Turcoman, which is a tiny bit cheaper than the bronze one or gold one or whatever color it is, but I just like the color better. And plus it looks kind of like very traditional horse color, Dark Bay. And then I have this Perlino Andalusian, and the Perlino Andalusian is the one that I think I'll probably ditch, which luckily it's the cheapest of the bunch. I hate to have spent a lot of money and time only to throw it away and get something else. This at least I spent a little bit less money, same amount of time. Anyway, that's kind of the status of my gaming. Still just waiting for the update. I've enjoyed spending most of my time in the Tall Trees region. I discovered rather belatedly the Cougar Bowl, and since I'm back into doing Trader, it's very convenient to go into that little bowl and shoot the cougars and bring 3-star cougars to crypts. And that's what I spend a lot more of my time doing. I kind of have found that I'm over the collector. The only collecting I do is whatever vibrates as I ride by, and then I'll go grab it if it's convenient, or whatever the daily challenges are, or whatever I need for some other reason. And sometimes I also do the weekly challenges just because that's kind of nice. And you can still, even if you don't get whole sets, you can still get some pretty decent money from the collector. But I find that just doing it's not passive because you're constantly just on the run doing the collector. I kind of find that the Moonshine and the Trader being a little bit more passive, where you just bring stuff to either Crypts or Marcel as time allows, and then let them do their thing, and then you make a delivery. That's kind of the way I like it. I do need to find something new to do in game though, so I'm really excited for these new rolls to drop, and as belated as they are, hopefully that means that they are right around the corner. Anyway, enjoy these white and red outfits.